I do have the capability to push it much further than where it is. I may start to filter across the strongman and see what happens. I still think anxiety runs my life. I struggle with things like imposter syndrome. I struggle to believe that this will be a forever thing. Sometimes I'll get in my own head and overthink.
Ladies and gentlemen, here I am with the bringer of death, the ender of what? Oh, sorry, TheGymReaper, not the Splash, mate.
You know how many times people do that though? So many times.
Here's that pound that I owe you for the Usually, I feel quite humbled by my guests, but today I have no obligation to feel any other way because this guy is literally twice my weight and probably the strongest bloke we've had on this series. 320 kilo bench press. How did you know you could do that?
I started training 8 years ago. I started training to lose weight.
So hang on, time out. 8 years, you've developed from 0 to 320.
Yeah, well, actually, my first day in the gym, I benched 110 kilos.
Right, okay, right. So, I don't even know if I can do that right now.
I guess genetics-wise, there was something there.
I should mention I did a marathon last week, so we're pretty fragile and vulnerable.
I did a marathon last week, so
okay,
I won't stress too much.
Nice one. I already know that it's going to be ridiculous. We're going to do some cool things today in the gym, and I'm very excited to have him. Yep. Guys, as always, check Josh's channel, links in the description down below. His Instagram is ridiculous. Let's just get cracking, mate.
Let's start on shoulder press.
Yes,
it looks like
Josh. I don't know if I can do this.
That's quite nice, actually.
Yeah.
It's a nice stretch, it is.
We'll readjust it to human size.
Yeah.
And then...
I'm not sure what that makes me, but okay.
Right, I've just got to stop overplaying the joke of him being bigger than me now. Like, we've used that a couple of times. What made you want to start shooting your content?
At the time, I'd started doing like a lot of AMRAP sets on 2 plates.
For videos?
Not even. I was just in the gym and a lot of people were like, bro, like, you're super strong, your sets are crazy. I wasn't really someone that indulged in a lot of fitness content. I used to watch people like Eddie and like different, strongmen, but I was never someone that like indulged heavily in TikTok or Instagram. And then I started posting some TikToks just for fun. I just thought, why not? But I was posting outlandish stuff like clapping bench press. I remember seeing Bradley Martin do it with 60 kilo. And I thought, that looks so easy. So I did it with 60, then 80, then 90, then 100, then 110. And then those videos went super viral. And then I did a clapping bench press with like 155 kilos. I did that with Larry Will spotting me.
Yeah, it's going to be a different vibe today then.
So I've seen that video alone do like 200 million views on multiple videos across different pages.
Yeah, people clipping it up and using it.
It must have done over 1 billion consecutively, do you know what I mean? And then from there, I was like, well, what can I press on one arm? So I started doing incline on my left arm and just doing one arm on a barbell. And worked up to a world record of 143
Do you have a Guinness World Record for that?
They won't give it me. I've actually got application proof.
Is that just because someone needs to be there to validate it? Or?
Not even. So I applied to have it validated because you actually don't need to have someone live to have it validated.
Okay.
If you have video proof, date proof, and it can be, you can have witness proof statements to say it happened.
Say they're the real weights. And,
then However, they basically denied both applications for clapping and for one arm because they said it's too dangerous and it's easily replicated. Like, it's okay to eat swords and glass. And,
or like Felix Baumgartner's got the world record for the highest jump from space. I mean, that's pretty risky.
But then again,
it's not replicatable, is it? Yeah, right.
It's not easily replicated, is it?
They've got good rules there, man.
They have. It's really annoying. So yeah.
Are you going to consider like competing in strongman?
It's a really, really big topic. Like a lot of the strongmen talk to me and they want me to. Colin Bryce that runs Strongman asked me many times to do it. It's a constant talking topic. I mean, I'm 30 now. We'll talk like prime strength stages are here now. So I've got a good 6-7 years of real good strength. So I think I might push bench press for another couple of years. And then if I get bored, which is highly likely, I may start to filter across the strongman and see what happens. Have you ever been someone that's like focus strength?
Predominantly it was aesthetic.
Okay.
And then performance. And then strength's never been the... That's why I look like this and you look like. Unfortunately.
What the hell does that mean? I literally look incredible.
No, because you're a giant, strong dude.
So when I started the gym for cardio, it was to be aesthetic, right? That was my aim. And then the moment I had a taste of strength, of like what being really strong felt, it's a drug.
Of course. Power, the feeling of power being powerful, right?
Like the feeling of like knowing what you can do with weight and the fact that that can keep growing to newer levels, it's like you just chase it so hard.
Did you have a troubled childhood? Because that's why I...
so much trauma.
Really?
Yeah, touched everywhere, literally,
Seriously? Okay, right. Because that's why I started going to gym.
Yeah, for real,
Exactly, So I just figured that's a lot of the reason why people hit the gym.
Definitely underlying trauma from my childhood, absolutely. And I think it's just an output for a lot of people, right?
Absolutely.
But not only that, the reality is when you do channel things into gym like that, like trauma from childhood, if you channel it correctly, you can be so good.
What's your training split like? Because if you're always pushing the needle of like pressing movements, does that mean you do pressing more than everything else?
I do pressing more than everything else by a mile, at least 2 to 3 times a week. and they are heavy sessions, and predominantly they are based around shoulders and chest consistently. I used to do a lot of incline bench, but I've kind of removed that from the split. Incline tends to be the thing that injures me the most. The clapping bench press stuff, I haven't done that now for maybe a year because my worst injury came from that. Yeah, so me and Eddie were doing 160 kilo on incline, and I was like, I'm gonna throw this in here and let go. So I'm speed repping it up and down, and as I've gone to let go, I've just felt my chest move. So like here, I have so much pain here right now, here, across my AC joint, right now.
Really?
I just ignore it.
Yeah, mate. Been through enough.
What's the worst that can
happen? Yeah.
Like, oh no, it's detached.
No, we get a clip anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you do powerlifting? You compete in powerlifting?
So I've currently got the British record in powerlifting, yeah.
Oh, wow.
All time. Weirdly enough, so I am not a powerlifter. I was more of just a social media lifter. I just enjoyed lifting, enjoyed posting content. Because I was going so viral, a lot of the powerlifting world were very vocal about me.
Yeah, come join us, mate. Prove yourself.
Well, this guy's... this guy's just an Instagram lifter, blah, blah, blah. Like, he can't do it in competition, he can't do this. And so I'm gonna shut you all up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna just, for a laugh.
Yeah.
So I decided to run an 8-week program, and I went and took a British record first try.
Wow.
And now everyone's very quiet. I do have the capability to push it much further than where it is.
But that's just not in your interest.
It's not in my interest, but if it's broken again, I'll just go and do it again. We will just wait and see.
Where did the name come from?
Really interesting story. January 2023, my pretty much my New Year's resolution was to just post on TikTok every day. You know, at least once a day I've got to post, be consistent. At the time, there was a lot of content on TikTok and Instagram where it was just like guys putting other guys down. So it's like, if your man can't bench press 100 kilo, he's your girlfriend. Like comments, you know, like that was the caption on the video. And I was like, who are you to set a strength standard for anyone, you know? Like, everyone has a different journey, a different starting stage, you know, different goals they want to achieve.
100%.
Like, as long as to me, all that matters is work ethic, right? But no matter what you're doing, if you're working hard, if your mental input is the same as mine, no matter the weight, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, of course.
I can do that to you, right? So, like, if your squat's 250 kilo, well, if I can bench your squat, shut the f up. And that was where my head was that's what I did. So I started, like, stitching these videos and doing to them exactly what they were doing to others. And around, you know, late Jan, people started to comment. A lot of these videos were going really viral, doing like 2-3 million views on each video a day.
Wow.
So they were going crazy, and people were commenting, this guy's the Gym Reaper. And I was like, that's
a cold name.
Sticks. Like, that sounds so good. So I just took the name and ran with it.
And now it's on your knuckles.
Yeah, now it's on my knuckles, Reaper, And I want to say the biggest thing I've noticed is the reach. When I go to anywhere in America, all across Europe, no matter where I go, if I walk in the gym, people know who I am.
Yes.
It's so crazy to me.
It's a powerful platform in that sense.
It's incredible, incredible. The fact that, like, I have a lot of veterans, like guys that are amputees from the army and things like that follow me. And the amount of guys that, like, I had a guy that messaged me, lost both his legs in Iraq. You know, has been suffering very badly with his mental health, wanted to not be here for a long time. And he was in the hospital and came across my content. And now he's been, you know, back in the gym for 6 months in the best shape of his life, loves his life.
Really
it's stuff like that makes me think, like, this is what it's for, do you know what I mean?
100%.
So, but that's where it came from. The TheGymReaper was just from a random comment. And I was like, thank you very much, that is now my name. I'm gonna run with that, so.
Thanks, bro.
W, what a great set. When you press, your elbows are quite wide, right?
Yeah.
So the aim when we press in any movement, shoulders or bench, you ideally want the wrist to sit above the elbow.
Right, yeah.
So you're kind of more like this.
I see.
So you're in like a closer grip. So your elbows are flared out. If you were to either tuck the elbows, so bring them in front of you rather than out wide, or move the hand placement out so they stack, you might find it a lot easier.
Okay, thanks, man.
Oh, while we're at it, I have got 2 t-shirts for you.
Whoa!
Yeah, so these are from the first drop on Reaper that we did.
Oh, man. That's the first time I've received the gift. Thanks, man.
I got this one as well. That's all right, mate. No problem.
Couldn't quite get my arms around it, but...
But yeah.
Oh, they're amazing. Thank you so much.
Something in there you might like.
Thank you very much. Something I might like in here.
Oh, it's a muscle building guy.
It is.
Just what he needed.
Stuff like this is cool, bro. This is old school.
He's been saving that for a long while.
It says 12% body fat here, and I'm definitely over that, let me tell you. It's nice, that is. I like it.
See, that's what we love about the gym, guys. What a community. It's just so impressive.
I've been doing it for so long, you know. Like, you got to think, I bench press for a living, literally.
It's his job, isn't it?
We're all about learning at the gym, so show me what I'm doing wrong and how can I improve.
Right, so go to a grip you feel comfortable with. So you would say that's standard grip for you, yeah?
Yeah, pretty much.
So can you focus that? Focus on bringing the elbows forward as opposed to wide. So that's it. Much better.
I can't lift that though.
See, to me, that grip is good. That's so much cleaner, by the way. It looks so much more structurally sound. And his elbow kind of follows the line, bar path-wise of his wrist, so he's stacked. Meaning, stability-wise, he hasn't got to do as much to keep the weight stable, even though it's a Smith machine anyway.
Come on.
That was good.
Thanks, man.
Way better.
What resources do you dig from when you're in a really sticky set or situation? Or
so if I'm going to dig, like if I'm like sending something heavy and I need to get there.
Yeah.
I've got 2 sons, 9 and 12 years old. And when my youngest son was 2, I was getting ready for the gym. My missus had gone to the shop. I'm in my gaming room on my chair, tying my shoes. And my son and my eldest son are running down the hallway, just chasing each other, playing games. My 2-year-old had brought home this ball, and I've said stop running about 3 or 4 times, but kids are kids.
Yeah, of course.
So I said stop, they keep coming to the door, sorry, but then carry on again. While I'm tying my shoe, all I hear is a scream that I've never, I hear it in my head, to this day. But I knew it was a scream that was different. It wasn't like an I've hurt myself, it was that I'm in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
And I go out into the hallway and my 2-year-old's just on the floor, and one of his legs is a very interesting position. And I've picked him up and tried to get him to stand up, and his leg has just folded in front of me. And now I'm like beating myself up because I've tried to make him stand up, not knowing what's happened. Basically, my son spiral fractured his femur, so he completely spiral fractured the entire, which is the strongest bone in the body. And he was running down the hallway and he stepped on his fall and done it somehow. It's insane. And this was in December. So he spent all of Christmas in hospital, but mentally at the time I was like still at work, my partner's at a hospital, I can't be there. And there's a song at the time that I kept listening to during travel to and from work to the hospital and just in general, and it was called Ross Capiccioni by Joyner Lucas. It's a story just about this guy who was attempted murder by his best friend. But if I put that song on,
that's where you
I'd
find
literally,
the power.
everything goes away. I can hear his scream, I can see his face, and that's it then. Doesn't matter.
99% of people that go through trauma say they'd never remove that memory from their life because it's the power that it gives them.
I mean, I'd remove the pain from him if I could. But absolutely, absolutely. Even in the position I'm in now, and I am blessed to be what I'm doing, to be who I am, and to have the opportunities that I've got, I still think anxiety runs my life. I struggle with things like imposter syndrome. I struggle to believe that this will be a forever thing. Sometimes I'll get in my own head and overthink. I definitely got too attached to the numbers on social media. When I started to act like in a video, only does 300k on TikTok, I was flopping. What a crazy mindset to think that 300,000 people viewing the video.
Has your value of yourself changed since?
It has, absolutely. And I've had to understand that it's not about being hot 24/7, it's about being consistent. Sometimes I'll just get anxious and just think, you know what, I need to cry.
But crying from anxiety?
Or
crying from gratitude?
I think it's more, I guess sometimes I will just not face things that I need to face. And then anxiety over time builds up to a point. I always call it I describe it as like a kettle effect. So you can have a drop of this, a drop of this, and slowly but surely the kettle will fill up. And then it might be something so minor that's happened, but that last drop that went in made it overflow. And so now you think everything coming out is about this, and that can be what upsets you, but it's not. It's been an accumulation of so many things that you've brushed aside or not faced or allowed to put you in that mind space over time. You are where you are, no matter where you are, no matter what situation you're in, because of your own choices. No matter what. No matter what.
It's agency, isn't it? Taking responsibility for you.
And it is absolutely down to your own choices. So when people are like, oh, I can't, you can. Yes, you can.
Or if you say that you can't and you've given it a go, then there's evidence to say that. But you can't say you can't, not try it.
But there's 1,000 ways to try something. You know? Stay on the wheels, baby. Keep going.
Yeah, man.
Stay on the horse.
Right, 140 kilos on the.
Oh, is it? It is 140. I was trying to work it out.
Doesn't even see numbers anymore. They're just arbitrary.
So I'll go up to 4 and we'll go heavier.
I thought you were just stopping mid-set and going, right, not heavy enough.
I just don't want to overdo the reps. I'd rather get more reps on a heavier weight.
Yeah, of course.
So much better.
It feels better already than last set.
It just looks so much cleaner. But you see, I'll sort of try and give you an example now of mine. So my natural grip here.
Already you're internally rotating.
So this is me wider. If I turn now, my forearms are so well stacked under the wrist. I've got so much support in the press. And that's how I want it to be, is feel as stable as I can for the foundation point. Because the stronger your foundation, the less you've got to worry about in the mid.
I'll go 30 again.
Yeah?
I'll try and push a bit more. Use the tips and implement them.
Right. I'm going to make him work for it. Ready? Longest rep of his life. You ready?
Oh my God, it's not moving.
It is, just slowly.
You know.
Good set.
I've gone up to 90, yeah?
Yeah. Why is the bar bending? I didn't know Smith machines could bend, but this one is.
If you think this is impressive, stay tuned for the rest of the video. Come on out, Josh. Good lad. Well done, mate. Well done.
This is what we call blood pressure.
Yeah,
That's a pretty shaky self.
Well, yeah, if you can lift that much.
We played catch yesterday, actually.
I'm all good.
You want to play catch?
No,
sure?
My hands are full.
Oh, you can put them down. Yeah. It's actually so much easier than you think. Basically, we were doing this. You hold it and you just toss it. I love being a bad influence. It's so good. You ready?
Please do not try this at home.
Just catch. You ready? Catch. See?
Oh, okay, that's fine.
There you go.
All right.
I need a better throw. Big throw. There we go. See? See? Telling me it's not fun. It's fun.
No, this is actually pretty enjoyable. It's quite rewarding.
It's like an adult game. It's so much fun. Bench press for a standard human is a very simple movement. If I take the bar off, I do this and I do this. Yeah. There's so much more to it, especially when it comes to foundation, stabilising, and how we do it the right way. So the aim is to do many different things in our setup that mean that we no longer waste energy during the press. We can put all of it into the press. So what I'm going to do...
You're going to make me go first?
I'm going to make him go first.
I knew that
I'm going to go, and I'm going to see if anyone on camera can work out the differences.
All right, okay.
Are you okay to start on this?
Yeah, of course. You know.
I mean, hey, you know, you're looking a little skinny and...
What's the furthest you've run? Yeah, let's keep that one quiet, eh?
I mean, overall, pretty good bench form.
Wow, didn't expect that.
But you bench, your grip's pretty good, your tuck's pretty good. The only thing I'd change is to raise your core.
As in, like, the bend that powerlifters do?
No, so, they're different things, and this is where the... Like,
what do you mean retract your scapula?
Retract, when you full retract, it will naturally cause a small arch.
Yeah.
Additionally, when you brace heavily, it raises the stomach so that we reduce the ROM.
Right.
You know? Because in the world of strength, we don't want to move a weight for as long as we can.
Sure.
We just want to move it for as little as we can from A to B.
And
effectively.
It qualifies.
Yeah. In a sense, you also you've heard the phrase leg drive, right?
Yeah, of course.
So you have none, which is fine.
Well, on heavier ones I do, but I didn't feel like that.
And what tends to happen is people that are aesthetic or bodybuilding don't have leg drive, and that's because they like to really focus the chest feeling. Whereas obviously as a powerlifter or a strongman, our aim is to just be tucked, use the legs, and pretty much use the entire body during the press.
Right.
I have like 3 cues that I like to go by.
3 cues?
3 cues. So first one is scapula. So I'll really dig in here, get tucked, and then I'm back.
Okay.
Second one is brace. I'm now squeezing this like you're going to punch me in the stomach.
So like a squat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my third is my leg drive. So I'm going to move my feet back until I feel tightness in my quads.
Interesting.
So now my quads are tight. If I push my heels toward the floor, it pushes me up the bench.
Sure.
Right? So because it's doing that, when it pushes me up the bench, it kind of gives me a bit of a bump here.
Yeah.
So then I'll come off and sit here. I'm going to go brace, tuck, down, and I'm going to push my heels toward the floor. And it becomes such a fast movement all in one, right?
Yeah.
So naturally for me, there's no time with the tension.
Sure.
I don't care about that.
Just the explosive
All
power.
I care about is moving this bar as quickly as I can from here to here, putting it back. Right? So it's 2 very different styles, and that's what I mean. When you bench press for a living, there's such an art to it. There's so much that changes, you know.
Right. Let's implement those.
So his leg drive is definitely better this time.
It feels so much easier.
Feels easier.
Yeah.
It's almost like I do this for a living. Generally a lot better. We could definitely get your core higher, and we could definitely implement your legs more. You're tall, you know, but the thing with tall guys when we bench is we have to try and utilise our limbs easier.
Right.
A lot of guys that are shorter don't have to get as much tuck to get a really good leg drive.
Yeah.
We've got to really bring our legs back so we feel tightness in the quads. I want you to keep wiggling that foot back until it starts to get really tight here. So look how far he's going, and you're still not feeling tightness, are you?
Not really.
Do you see what I mean? It's so hard.
Yoga.
Does it kick in now? Do you feel There we go.
I've pulled a muscle there.
There you go. See, I can feel it. So he's got tension all here, yeah? So his quads are active. Do me a favour. Bring it off, get ready. No, come off with it, get tight. Scapula's retracted, everything. Yeah. Now when you come down, push into your heels and press it up. Push heels toward the floor press. It's like a kickstart. Boom. So drive your heels hard. Bang. Yeah. It's so beautiful. It's like, I love it. So beautiful.
That's almost like a different movement. So it's just...
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Just
to that, yeah.
I won't go much further, but...
No, don't need to, but I'll do a little bit more.
Yeah.
Are you going for this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I could do 100.
I'm not going to lie, you're surprising me. Not in a bad way. No, I'm saying, listen. Standardly, at your body weight, pretty impressive, to jump 40 kilo.
Right. Yeah, we don't have to do many reps.
I'm expecting at least 12. I have done this on one arm and incline for 15 reps. Let's go.
I felt a bit of cramp in my calf. Is that normal? Okay.
So, welcome to the world of bracing.
Right.
So, with all those cues, it's meant to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You don't feel, you're like, oh, everything feels horrible.
Yeah.
But that's a sign that you're doing it right.
Okay, good. But I'm doing it right.
You know, another thing as well, because it's heavier now, your form changed a little. What changed was your tuck.
Oh,
naturally, naturally, because you're stronger here, right? Because that's the way you've always lifted.
Sure.
Your body went, oh no, we'll revert to this because it feels safe.
Yeah.
Your body can only function with the foundation it knows.
Yeah, what it's trained in.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you've always benched this, when I'm telling you to do this, if you go to press, your body's going to go, no, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. And you'll naturally revert to it.
And because I'm trying to remember so many other cues.
So it's like, and that's what I mean. So for me, when I implement new cues, I'll implement one cue at a time for like 3 months.
It's back to the golf swing, mate. One new swing thought every time.
There we go.
I already know what the answer is going to be, but pain, in your opinion, would be necessary for growth.
Yes.
But where do you draw the line between appropriate suffering and just putting yourself for a shit time?
So this is a good question because it can elevate into different things. Like if your mental health's really bad,
Yeah.
you may intentionally just do it anyway because you think that more is better for, but it's not.
Yeah.
I'll take a week off the gym the moment my body starts to feel deprived. So you might find that every 8 to 12 weeks, I'll just take a week off the gym.
You really just in it for the long haul then?
And I'll take a week off, and when I come back, reset. You feel so good, you know, and you feel strong again, your body's recovered.
Has the pace of the way you see things changed since having children?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My entire life changed when I had children.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a son really young. I was 18 years old when I had my first son. It put a work ethic into me that I'd never had before.
But you had a child before you started lifting.
I had a child before I started lifting.
That's crazy.
But what a lot of people don't know about me was like, I always had a side hustle, no matter what I did. You know, I was a night manager at Asda working 8 till 8 p.m, 8 a.m. I would finish at 8 a.m, get home at 8:30. I would hit the gym 2.5, 3 hours, get back about 11:30, and then I would stream on Twitch from 11:30 to like 3:30, making like a side income of like, you know, if I could make an extra $2 a month, I was like, whoa, brilliant. And I'd just do that. And then, you know, all through COVID, I was streaming Among Us through like XQC, Trainwrecks, and people don't know this about me, but like I've always been someone that networks very well. I believe that the more relationships you can build over time, they feed into each other. So you might go to a new avenue and go, oh, I've got someone for that, and I've got someone for that, and I know someone for this, and that's what tends to happen.
Yeah, 100%.
So
that's why I love this series. Or like I love just this is it started out as like, let's rock up and train with people.
Yeah.
And now it's just like making a connection with someone in the gym. And that's what the gym is great
it's
for
so
as well.
good. I love it. Come on. On this, focus on keeping your elbows tight and your core really high. Squeeze the bar, squeeze it super hard. So clean, much better, like way better.
Well, I obviously cannot do that because that's more than I've ever benched. But do you want to just carry on?
I mean, I have admittedly done this on one arm.
Okay, right.
So, you know what? Let's go up to like 4.5, 200 kilo.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Get jiggy with it.
Do you think the person that you are in the gym is the strongest version of yourself?
No.
Good. I feel like that should be the correct answer.
No, I don't, In my life, there's so many elements I need to improve on, whether that be being a better dad, doing more with my kids, there for my kids. I think since this has came to be what I am now, what I do now, I am definitely guilty of not utilising my time better as a dad and as a family man in general. Even though I've came out of work and now this is my job, mentally I'm still not there.
Yeah.
I'll be in the house, but I'm not there, you know?
Just because you're online.
I'm online.
Yeah.
And I think anyone that does content for a living is best at what they do. Because you've got an audience that loves you, right? That's where it starts. There's that. I just think it's so mentally consuming. Damn.
200. Flew up. Another 120 to go.
Other 5.
Another 5.
We'll do a plate, yeah.
Okay.
Plate.
Just to put into perspective how easy this is, he's not even got clips on. Like it's just an irrelevant detail.
I will use clips now though.
Okay.
Clips are a good idea.
Right. What's next for the GymReaper?
My aim over summer is to actually cut. So I'm currently, like I said, I'm down to 167
Are you showcasing that journey as well?
Going to be. I'm starting it.
Okay.
So it's actually my new series that I'm starting, and it's basically me pretty much trying to cut to around maybe 140, 135 kilo.
25 kg.
Yeah. So see how I look. I think I can do it really quickly as well.
Yeah.
Because I don't do cardio.
Right.
So if I introduce just cardio and just start drinking enough water, weight really should start to drop off me. But I'd like to see what I look like at a baseline, and then introduce a new cycle. Sorry, I am openly spoken about this. Introduce a new cycle and go again.
Right.
And see what I can build up to and what I can do. Right, 220 kilo. My best on this is 20 reps.
20 reps?
Yeah, of this weight, yeah.
That just flew up as well. Right, come on then, 220.
I reckon you've got this for at least 3, maybe 4.
Come on then!
Let's go.
Dude, I can't actually push that off the... Oh my God! I can't even get it off the disc.
You know what's funny though? You were bending the bar.
What?
When you were pressing, you were bending the bar.
Was I?
Yeah.
Okay.
It looked cool. It did look cool.
Not quite 20 reps, we'll get there one day.
Like I said, you gotta remember I do it for a living.
Yeah.
So.
What's one thing that younger Joshua would be proud of current Joshua for? And one thing...
Money management.
Really? One thing that younger Joshua wouldn't believe current Joshua is doing?
Oh God, all of it.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose from an idolisation aspect, when I was younger, I used to watch a lot of Ronnie Coleman, a lot of Larry, a lot of Eddie, and all these guys. So to now be like, not only train with them, but they're friends, you know. Like me and Eddie talk a lot, me and Ronnie talk a lot. Like I talk to a lot of these guys all the time on WhatsApp and whatever. We're good friends, so But that too became, again, like, a bit like when I mentioned imposter syndrome. The other day, I was talking to my training partner, Mike, and he mentioned Eddie, and I just said, I went, oh, I'll text him, we'll find out. And Mike was like, what the f? And I was like, what? And he's like, what? You understand that was a normal sentence that just came out of your mouth, like, oh, I'll just text Eddie. It was.
Yeah.
And I had to step back for a sec. But sometimes I have moments
It's
like
nice
that.
to have people keep you grounded like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess it's just because it's became normal to me, you know, so to have that around me was like, oh, you're right, you know, like.
Not that you're not grateful for it, but just a reminder.
No, but it's a good reminder. It's a good reminder to be like, you know what, we've come so far, man. Like, the reality is, I'll put it the best way I can, but, you know, 3 years ago, I was financially the worst thing of my life. Realistically, I did want to die. I know I did. My money management was so poor that I would give even if I couldn't. It was living a lifestyle to a means that I couldn't afford. Naturally, I put myself in such a rut trying to do that I couldn't fulfill it, but I wouldn't let anyone else know. So I'd just sit and drown in it myself, right? What we all, and me being like massively guilty of it, tend to do is just ignore it.
Yeah.
And the worst thing is, it just gets worse.
Yeah.
It's only going to get worse.
Interest.
Exactly. So if you have something like that, have the conversations you need to have with the people around you that will support you. Like my mum, I did not want to ring my mum when I had money issues in my life. It was the call that you don't want to make, right? But I was in debt and in trouble, and I had I had payments on a credit card that were coming up to a non-interest period closing, which means I'm now going to start gaining interest on these. And I rang my mum like, this was at the peak of me just being like, I'm going to end it all if I don't do something now. It was just, I was almost stuck every day just thinking about it. And in the end, my mum, you know, I called her and my mum pretty much took it onto a card for me and let me repay her over time.
Right.
Eased my life, do you know what I mean? So I think it's definitely important to lean on people around you when you can. Yeah, definitely, more than anything, for the younger people that do watch your channel, manage your money, manage carefully. Being flashy is not funny. There's nothing cool about someone seeing you or something, doesn't matter.
Yeah, absolutely.
It doesn't matter what trainers you wear, you walk to the same spot. Like none of these things in life matter. All that matters is your mental health and your input and discipline, in my opinion. I reckon you could do that. I do, seriously. I'm not even, I wasn't being sarcastic, I'm deadly serious. There you go. Yeah.
I have to bring my hands in, but yeah. Trying to compete with the big boys.
He's doing a good job.
What would you do if you couldn't train again?
In what sense is it just, I suddenly could never train again? Maybe a dreadful accident or, oh man, maybe a public speaker, motivational type, something like that.
Nice.
Something where you can share a message, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what we do through content.
Yeah, it is.
We share a message, right?
Yeah.
So you find another way to relay that message. So whether that was through public speaking, motivational speaking, podcasting.
Have you always been a good talker?
Yeah, I'd say so. I suppose the best way to put it is like literature, reading, writing, poetry, etc. I'm very good at. Always had a keen interest in it too. I'd just say I've always had this knack for songwriting, rapping, rhyming, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I'd argue, I might be wasting talent actually when it comes to stuff like that. I genuinely can.
World record bench presser / rapper is like, there's a very small bit Venn diagram there.
1 in a 7 billion statistic, I think.
Full stack, baby.
Nice.
Do you still do like legs though, or like hack squats and? Or is that blasphemy? Sorry, mate. Shouldn't ask that to a bench press world champ.
I do legs, at least twice a day, because I take it twice a day. So I'll do this and then this. So 2 reps a day minimum.
That is a 160 kilo squat. I mean, yeah. Has your perspective on fitness changed over the years?
You know, when I was younger in the gym, I used to really hate bodybuilders.
Yeah.
I used to think they were pretentious twats, all of them. That's the honest truth. I did. And now I've realised that the level of discipline that goes into that shows what kind of person you are. And so I have like a newfound respect for pretty much all of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, when I was younger, I just used to think, oh, bodybuilders, fuck, like, get a grip, you know? But now I'm like, wow.
Yeah. How many 5-year-olds do you think it would take to beat you in a fight?
At least 40, at least. In fact, that's underselling myself. Because I think, if I had to think about the logistics of that, your average 5-year-old is how big? Now I can physically throw, like...
How was that developed?
You know? I'm just thinking of like, conceptually, if there's a 5-year-old here and I'll grab his backpack and...
Yeah.
You know?
He's in the full school get-up every time.
He's gone.
Yeah. I mean, that's at least 10 scared off.
Like Sonny from Munsters Inc.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I could do him. I think I could do a lot of 5-year-olds. Whoa. That's a weird sentence.
We're not even going to go to the pause there. Are you related to Theo Baker?
I'm not. And luckily my hairline is still more intact.
Hey,
listen, no, listen.
That's fine.
Listen,
why'd you always wear a hat then?
It's really not that bad.
Why'd you always wear a hat?
I don't know.
Vibe.
It's just a vibe, I just love being
That's
on the cap.
actually a very good head of hair.
Yeah, exactly, you know.
What a waist, mate. You've even had a trim as well. Is there a moment you're most proud of?
It was only a couple of weeks ago, I cried about it. I sat crying about it. Through everything I've been doing, my children have never really been outspoken. They've never really said much to me about it or like shown much interest. But my eldest son is in high school now, and the other week he was saying how proud he is of me and that he tells his friends at school about me. And that, I was standing there crying. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think that there's my proudest moment. It's
Really?
not my son's proud of me, yeah. Like all the other stuff aside, like when I hit the 320 bench, I felt euphoric.
Yeah, of course.
Felt euphoric. When I got up off that bench, I had 100 people around me wearing my t-shirt, you know, and I didn't bring those t-shirts. They all bought them. Do you know?
Yeah,
Like, and this is in Alabama, in a random city in Alabama, and it was such an incredible feeling to get up off that bench and be like, oh, I've just done this in front of these people. But that record was like, holy, people dream of pressing 3 plates on bench press.
Yeah.
I was doing it on one arm on incline, you know. So there's definitely been moments where like, wow, like what have I just achieved? None of it. When I think about how that made me feel compared to how just hearing my son say he's proud of me makes me feel, it's not even close.
Yeah, that's everything covered, mate.
Sweet. Really
Thank
good.
you so much for coming on. I will leave everything related to Josh in the description.
Thank you very much.
He's probably one of the most impressive people, both mentally and physically, I've ever met.
Thank you very much.
Please check him out.
Thank you.
See you in the next one, guys. Leave a like, subscribe.